Hi, I'm Brian.
I'm Dorian.
And we're gonna build some inserts today.
Okay, so the first thing is why inserts?
Why inserts?
That was a question I had when we first started getting into new board games. I would see people spending almost as much on an insert as they did on the game, and I'm like, I just want to buy another game. I did not get it. And then we bought this bad boy. And it's a great game. It comes with its own insert. Hot dog, you don't need it. But you can see lots of bags. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 compartments. And there's these guys. I think they're all the same. There's 1, 2. This bag actually has 2 kinds of deals in it. This one, third bag, 2 kinds of things. Another bag, those are all the same. I lost track. 4 bags. 5th bag has 2 kinds of things. 6th bag has 3, 4 kinds of things. And then there's dice, and then there's these. So I lost count, but that is way more than 6. So it's like I'm beginning to understand a little bit, but still, $40, no. And then last week, this guy came home with us.
Caverna is big.
Big.
It's got it has oodles of things in it and no insert.
No insert. This has 5 or 6 things, 4 or 5 things.
But in both of these cases, this isn't just about how things get stored, because there is also setting up the game. And setting up the game involves taking these pieces and laying them out on a board in a way that's organized so that you can play them. And that can be a major undertaking all by itself.
And they know there's a million pieces because we got a baggie full of baggies. Because they knew we were going to need it, but no insert. And by the time...
I think that was awfully considerate of them,
It was very considerate. So by the time I had stuffed everything in the baggies to put it away, because it was too late to start playing that night, I was like, this is it. I am buying an insert. So I took to the internet, asking groups I'm in, hey, what's your favorite brand of inserts? Because a lot of them look the same when you're looking at them on their website. And somebody's saying, oh, you got to go with Meeple Realty. I choose them over everybody else. They're fantastic. And somebody else says, oh, you got to go with the Broken Token. They're absolutely the best. And somebody's like, oh, Go 7 Gaming. They're the best. And I said, okay, you people are not a help. So since we were going to get 2 inserts, we decided we're going to get them from 2 different companies. And then we'll see which one we like. And hopefully we don't hate one of them so much we regret $30 we spent on the insert.
So, we have, from Broken Token, we have the Caverna Organizer. That'll go in our Caverna game.
It's the Cavern Organizer. Copyrights, dear.
Oh, sorry. And from Meeple Realty, we have the Towers of Burgundy insert. So,
what we're going to do is we're going to
have fun.
Open these up, and we're going to build both of these so we can make up our own minds, and you are welcome to watch along, and you can help make up our minds too. So let's get started. Okay, so to start with, they look, well, that one's got cardboard on the back. This one doesn't. There's a difference. Before opening them, they both look smooth and look like they're probably cut through. Let's find out. You have any other wise observations? Because that was not a wise observation.
No.
I'm not sure what to say about it. It's wood and plastic.
Okay. Shall I open this one, or?
Yeah.
Gonna...
Yeah,
okay.
Go ahead.
All right.
We'll open them both.
Okay. Try not to mix up the pieces.
Yeah, that would not be a help.
Okay. So.
Alright. So let's look at the instructions.
I like the amount of instructions for this. None.
Oh, there's none?
Well, I think
Seriously?
there might be
Oh, maybe
some.
there's some hidden in there somewhere. Maybe on top of the cardboard.
Okay.
Features. Oh, so this is the one for, it's called Towers of Burgundy, and it's from Meeple Realty. It says insert fits in the game box along with instructions. Will come with 4 individual dice towers. Ooh. Dice towers hold all player pieces. Customizable tile tray.
There are instructions.
There are instructions. Woohoo! Oh, that looks complicated. Okay, this one is from the Broken Token called the Cavern Organizer. And it's got instructions. Assembly tips and tricks. Okay. Bring those over. What?
Okay, I think I have 2 complete copies of the instructions.
Are they in the same language? Yes.
They're in the same
Okay.
language. This one wasn't inspected.
So well. So should we live dangerously and look at that one?
Okay.
Maybe we should each follow a different set of instructions, and that way we can have a really good argument when they come out wrong.
Okay, so we can change. This is
Oh, you
swap
want to build that? Oh,
instructions.
yeah, let's do that.
Okay.
Okay, so on the surface of it, this one looks easier, but this one has less going on too,
Well, I think the reality of
because this has the
an
towers.
insert is that you only have to build it once.
Well, right, but it makes a difference looking at others. Does one of them have better instructions than the others? So
I see. Okay.
okay, so
All right.
any other? Oh, I remember seeing this. This is cool. This is the one for Caverna, and it shows you what goes in each little space. So at one level, you could put them anywhere, but they're not all exactly the same size, and it's kind of nice to have it pre-organized.
Okay.
So, what as far as quality, I've got 2 like particle board kind of pieces that are like the bases. Do you have any particle board pieces, or are they all regular wood?
They all seem to be a laminate of some sort. There's.
Yeah, so that's like this. It's like, I don't know if that's not gonna focus on that here. It's like a
Well, your camera's up there. Oh
Right.
yeah, right.
yeah.
Okay.
No, I was doing this to hide from that camera.
Okay.
So the bases of yours are actual wood with wood grain? Yeah, so those are actual wood, where these are like a press board, fiber board kind of deal.
Okay.
I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but hey, it's a difference.
Okay.
So
It looks like a sharp knife is going to be a good idea for separating these pieces out.
Okay.
Because this one just bent and
Okay.
there's a little split.
Okay,
splintery
so
on
let's
it.
put aside the Cavern Organizer from the Broken Token and build Towers of Burgundy first.
Okay.
Do you want a cutting board to cut that on, or are you just going to
just-
my dining room table?
Yes.
Okay. is this. This. This.
Okay.
There we go. Okay, so.
You got an extra piece.
No.
Oh.
That fits. Ta-da! Just as a recap, there's a difference in the instructions. These are prettier. They have the same information. This one, it's showing you what you're putting in there this time. And so that could be helpful to go, wait a minute, there's too many pieces in it. It shows you, oh, the dark ones are what you're putting in now. This one lacks that. But this one, the pictures are bigger, so I could see where that could be an advantage, depending on how good your eyesight is and how much you like to squint. So the one for Caverna from the Broken Token took us, I don't remember exactly, something over half an hour, between half an hour and 40 minutes. This one from Meeple Realty took us almost an hour and a half. But that did include 4 dice towers. It's got...
And this piece is very complicated.
It's got lots of pieces. Each of these, if you watch the whole video, you'll see it's got all these little slats here, which I think are to keep the hex tiles lined up right, which is a very good thing, but it makes it extra fiddly. Plus, it's the first one we built and so, learning curve. We did not need to use glue on either of them, with the exception of this one right here. We used glue because, once again, if you watch the whole thing, you might have noticed we broke it. Trying to hammer it in, we had to use a utility knife to cut these a little bit bigger because the slots were not quite big enough. And I guess the jury's out. Is that because maybe we didn't pinch something together tight enough so they weren't fitting quite, they were spread out a little bit, or were those just not quite big enough? Probably doesn't really matter because it was really an easy thing to go ahead and cut those just a little bit bigger. Unfortunately, we didn't figure out that it needed that until we'd already broken it. Oops.
And the break was just a little minor superficial damage. It's not. It's the piece
on this camera.
The piece did not break all the way through. It just splintered a bit right around the end.
Yeah.
So it's like the top layer of what's essentially kind of a plywood type of a material peeled away. Yeah,
and I mean, everybody's got to look at that and say, is that the fault of the kit or the fault of the people building the kit? I would not fault the kit for that personally.
Okay.
So this one does have, and I don't know if the broken token does this with all of them or if it's just with this particular one. I'm assuming with all of them. The base of each tray is like a particle board kind of stuff, so it's like sawdust mixed with something to make board as opposed to actual plywood like the rest of it. Meeple Realty did not have that. I don't think it looks bad, so it doesn't bother me.
I think we would be proud to have either of these on our table.
Yeah, so your opinion. If you had to say, and I know this one was easier to build because it didn't have little teeny pieces, but as far as impressions of next game, we need an insert for Broken Token and Meeple Realty both have a kit for the same thing. They're the same price. Which one are you going for?
I would probably go for the
Broken
one
Token?
from Broken Token.
Why?
I just think that it was easier to assemble, which isn't a deal breaker there because you only have to assemble it once.
Right.
But the product comes out nice. It looks like it's designed to support having the setup of the game. Just pull the trays out and use the pieces out of the trays. So. I think this looks like it's easier and better tuned for the game.
Okay.
The Dice Towers, I think this is a really cool added product with the Meeple Realty presentation. And considering this game has colored pieces that need to be distributed to different players, having this as an additional storage for those colored pieces is very clever. But this does not sell the product to me. So I don't need.
Depends on how much of a sucker you are for a dice tower, I guess.
Yeah, I would
I'm a sucker for a dice tower. He is not.
I would be content with 4 containers for different colored pieces.
Okay. Yeah, and for me, I think just based on these two, which understanding that's not necessarily fair because what is needed out of each set is so completely different that, kind of comparing apples and oranges. But based on this experience, I would also say the Broken Token, if they have the part, the insert, because all these companies only have them for a limited number of games. So if they have the one you want, I would go with the Broken Token. The reason being, both of them, the pieces fit together well enough that we didn't have to glue anything. But the pieces from Broken Token were so much easier to put together. Yesterday, our hands were so sore cramming those things in there, and it took a lot more pounding and all of that. So this one was plenty tight enough to hold it together, but it's not as much hand strength needed.
Right. And for assembly, you should probably allow the extra time to be able to carefully sand the connections and cut them bigger if you need them.
Yeah, the only tools we used, you might have noticed, we had emery boards because they've got sandpaper and
a utility knife. And
that was all we needed, which is pretty cool.
A little bit of wood glue.
Which we had standing by just in case. So, now.
And the Broken Token guys also recommend having a mallet available. So if you want to use your hand.
I did too.
Well, but.
Did you?
We have hands.
Bruised hands, but we have hands.
We're good.
And I think this one's really clever. Probably not like a big deal in the scope of the universe, but I really like that this one from Broken Token, in this case, because you've got a dozen different kinds of wooden markers, or what are they going to be? Resource markers, counters, whatever they are. it's got little pictures to show you where they go, which at the end of the game, if you've used most of it, that would be really nice. I would hate having to figure out, wait a minute, where did these go? They just tell you, and I think that's pretty cool. So, should we see if it fits?
Let's see if it fits.
Okay.